Morning everybody, Silverbolt here, back for Transformers review. It's just gone midnight, and seeing as I'm on holiday this week, I thought I'll do at least one video. So today we're doing Warpath, Generation 1 Autobot. Warpath shows up in Series 2 of the Transformers, of the 1980s cartoon series, and Warpath thinks more of himself than he really should. He's a bit of a braggart. He does think a lot of himself, especially where his gun's concerned. Okay, he's a tank, he's got a big turret gun. Congratulations. And he only really does have two major episodes. One is the episode Hoist Goes to Hollywood, which just shows off the vaingloriousness of several of the Autobots. I mean, all the ones that seem to be in the episode Hoist Goes to Hollywood are the ones that are out looking for glory. So you've got Warpath, Sunstreaker, Powerglide. And the other one is a Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court. And they're the only two episodes where Warpath actually has any kind of prominence. He has a Texan accent. You know, he's got a very American accent. Which unfortunately is all too often frequented by that Cybertronian Tourette shit that he gets up to. Oh no, I've mentioned that in other reviews as well. He keeps saying things like "Wow, bam!" You know, it's like he's reading it's like he's reading the lines off that 1960s Batman show that they did. He does have a rivalry with Blitzwing. Cultivating, of course, in one episode where he goes, "Blitzwing, thank you!" Maybe that rivalry is, of course, inspired by the fact that both Blitzwing and Warpath are tanks. Obviously, Blitzwing's a plane as well. But Warpath's voice is probably up there with as the third most annoying voice in Transformers. Well, at least the 80s series. 3 would be Warpath. 2 would be Wheelie. And number 1 would have to be reserved for Seaspray. I don't really get why Seaspray talks the way he does. Just because you are this water naval strategist and you're a hoverboat, I don't see why you have to sound like you're talking through a fishbowl. It just makes no sense. Sounds like Dr. Zoidberg on drugs. As I said, Warpath doesn't really have a lot of prominence in the cartoon. He doesn't really do that much. In the comics, you do find, in the Marvel comics, you do get a bit of an explanation as to why the Autobots that are in Series 2 come to Earth. Warpath is part of a group that occupy the dead-end area of Cybertron. And Warpath, along with the likes of Powerglide, Blaster, Cosmos and Perceptor, go to rescue the scientist Spanner. But they find out that Spanner has already been placed inside the space bridge. So they blow up the space bridge in a kind of mercy killing, and then these Transformers jump onto Earth. And that's where they come from. He still doesn't have a major role within the comics, though he does have a bit of a side adventure in the UK ones. Now, in the Dreamwave conductions, Warpath is put alongside Jazzy's forces on Earth. But they do come up with a more immediate problem when they encounter Starscream and the Combaticons. And then Starscream's clone Sunstorm. This is in the Dreamwave comics. Warpath gets killed, deactivated, whatever, by Sunstorm. Oh, excuse me, I've got a bit of a summer cold. And he never actually reappears again. Probably mainly due to the fact that Dreamwave went bankrupt and then were taken over by IDW. But as far as I'm aware, IDW, unless they put him in the New Generation 1 comics, haven't actually included him. Warpath never comes around again. You never see Warpath in any of the other Transformers series. It's not like some of the other Transformers series where they duplicate the names of Transformers. Inferno, Grimlock, Ultra Magnus, Omega Supreme. You know, a lot of them get recycled over and over again. Warpath never does. You never see another Warpath. As consequence, there is only the one toy of him. This thing. Well, there's a 1985 toy, and then there's a 2004 Japanese release. And when I bought this on eBay, It was supposed to be the G1 toy. However, it's not, because the 2004 Japanese reissued version of him, actually has a different face. It's got a more cartoon style face instead of just a black blob that the original one has. Okay, he's one of the mini-bots, so he's up there with Powerglide and Cosmos, Beachcomber, as a second wave of mini-bots, which of course was the first wave was of course the likes of Huffer, Gears, Windcharger, Bumblebee, Brawn. Have I missed anybody? No, I don't think I've missed anybody in the Generation 1 mini-bots. Toy, very, very simple. Pull it apart, pull the turret up, push it inwards, push it back. This one's very stiff for some reason. Maybe it's just me. But the turret is very, very stiff. I've actually bruised the metal, the plastic, sorry, slightly. Pull him up and pull the legs up. And there you have Warpath. I mean, Warpath, of course, both in the cartoon and as a toy range, cannot go through a doorway sideways. You know, it's just dunk. So, no use trying to slip through anything. I quite like the toy. I actually think it's quite a funky little toy. I'm just so glad that the turret is up in his chest and not lower down, because that would look so wrong on so many levels. Due to the fact, obviously, that Warpath has never been in any of the Transformers series, there's never been any other toy of him, as I said. However, there is a somebody's put a kit bash together of Warpath. And, hang on, I've got it written down here. I think it's by a guy called McConey. What I'm going to do is, I've got some pictures of this kit bash Warpath, and it's fucking amazing. So I'm just going to put them up now, so I'll be back to you in a moment. Okay, that's the kit bash 3 pictures, and it's fantastic. I mean, I pulled the pictures off Google, and that guy who made that McCoy guy, he's brilliant. That's an awesome kit bash, and the fact that it's the same size as Masterpiece, Ultra Magnus, and Prime, also very good. Severe really needs to be released as an alternator, which should be coming out soon, actually. Yeah, there should be new alternators now that the movie's out. Once the hype for the movie dies out, the new alternators will be coming out, and the new classics range is being organised for release in 2008. Unfortunately, that's still a year away, but never mind. But yeah, that's Warpath. A nice little toy, really cheap. If you paid more than a tenner for him, including postage and packaging, from anybody on eBay, you've been ripped off. You shouldn't be paying more than I picked him for about £4. So you shouldn't be paying a lot for him. But he's a funky, nifty little toy. Not a prerequisite, because he's not a really huge, well-known Uber character. And in fact, in the cartoon, he's quite an irritating character at times, merely because of the way he talks. But if you've got a spare tenner lying around, pick him up, because he's quite a nifty little toy. It does have the All About Rob sign, which, because it's so warm in my room, because summer, for anybody who's been keeping up with the news, for the last 6 weeks or more, England has been drowning in floods, and now summer has hit us with a vengeance. We're due a heat wave, for God's sake. So my room, because my room's at the top of the house, so everything, all the heat that's coming in from the windows and that's in the house anyway is flooding upwards, so it's really warm. But you just come with the All About Rob sign, which you can't, well, you can see where it is, but you can't see the fact that it changes colour. But yes, that's Silverbolt. Not much else I can say on Warpath. I'm going to sign out now then. Feel the mood, I might do another video this evening. I don't know. I'll see what I'm doing. Might do Powerglide. Possibly. Okay, but for Silverbolt, signing off for now with Warpath. Adios. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen.